Hi everyone, it's Nicole from Lawn Fawn, and today I have a card featuring the new Lucky Charms stamp set and coordinating dies, and I also used the new picket fence die as well as some of the stitched squares. To start my card, I'm going to die cut the elements for my card, and to create the frame I'm going to use two of the dies from the small stitched squares stackables, and I'm going to just tape them in place here on a scrap of dark gray cardstock so that they don't shift as they go through my die cutting machine. Even though I'm using the magnetic platform, if you use more than one die, they tend to want to gravitate towards each other, and so I like to use a little tape to hold them in place. I'm going to go ahead and set that inside piece aside. I can use it for another project if I want to. I'm only going to need the outer frame for this particular card. I'm going to take the smaller of the two squares that I just used and die cut one from some surf blue cardstock as well as from some green leaf and green apple cardstock. I ended up only using the green leaf cardstock. After I got the grass die cut, I decided I really like the darker green for this particular card. Either way, even though I'm not die cutting an entire square, I only need a portion from whatever material I'm going to use for my grass. Before I create the grass, I am going to run through a scrap of white cardstock with the picket fence die. And then I'll grab those green cardstock pieces, grab my grassy border die, and I'm going to tape it in place along the bottom stitched edge so that when the grassy border die cuts, the sides and the bottom will still have that great stitching detail. So there's what that's going to look like, and I'll go ahead and die cut another one of those from the green leaf. Next, I'm going to take some smooth white cardstock and stamp the cat and the four-leaf clover from the Lucky Charms stamp set, and then I will color those in with Copic markers. I stamped more of the four-leaf clovers than I actually needed, simply so that I would have make sure that I got a good stamped impression, and I wasn't exactly sure at this point how many I was going to end up wanting for my card. I decided to make a little orange tabby cat here, so I'm going to color him in with my base color and then go back in with a couple more colors of kind of a yellow-orange to finish him off. I worked on him, I only did the two colors to start with, and then I implemented another color as I went. You can see I'm creating little triangle shapes there with my darker of the two colors. I tried to achieve that a little bit on the body as well. It's a little bit more difficult, but I tried to do it a little bit. Just gives the illusion of the pattern of the fur and things like that. Once I had that darker color laid down, then I did blend out with my lighter of the two colors again, which blended it out almost a little too much. So I went back over it again with my darker color, adding some of those shading details and things, and then even going back in again and adding my darker little triangle colors and things like that. I really kind of had to work at this one to get it to look exactly the way I wanted. I did take a pink marker, the R21, and color in the ears, the bottoms of the feet, and the nose with the pink. Colored in the collar with some reds, and then the little circle pendant with a cool gray to kind of give the illusion of a silver metal little collar there. And then before I finish the cat, I'm kind of letting those markers dry a little bit, and gives me a chance, I guess, to think about what I want to do. So I went ahead and colored the four-leaf clovers because I knew what colors I was going to use for that. I'm using YG21, 25, and 17. And then blending those out until I get the coloring that I want for each of those. Then I took a clear Wink of Stella glitter marker and colored over those to give them a little sparkle and shine. Next, I grabbed a white gel pen and added some little dots to my kitty, and then went over with a little E30 over any of those pink areas to make them not quite so pink, to mute them just a little bit. And this is that E09 that I took and really added some nice shading detail. And I really liked how it turned out once I added that third color into the fur for the cat. It adds nice dimension, it gives that shading, and that way I'm able to get some of those things that the mid-tone color as it is now wasn't really giving me. So then I went ahead and redid some of those little triangle shapes for the fur, and that really kind of helped add some definition to those as well. Once I have him all colored in, I can take the coordinating dies and die cut both the 4-leaf clovers and the cat. Now I'm going to take a thought bubble from the Chit Chat stamp set and stamp it on some vellum using Versamark ink and heat emboss that with white embossing powder. And again, die cut that with the coordinating Chit Chat die. Then there is a greeting from the Lucky Charms stamp set that says good luck. I'm going to take the freshly cut grass Lawn Fawn ink and stamp that so it's a tone on tone right there along the bottom grassy border. So the greeting will read hi there and then good luck. Just a fun way to give a little good luck card there. The hi there thought bubble kind of helps fill in that area above the fence. And so I was looking for something to put up there to kind of fill it out. I did die cut a couple of clouds using the Spring Showers die collection, but the addition of the text I think really adds interest. So I'm using my gray frame now to line up that middle blue background square on my card front. This is a 4 1/4 inch square card, so standard width card, and then I just cut it down so that it's a square card. And then I'll remove the frame and I'm going to build up that center piece. So I started with my background, I added the picket fence, 2 layers of grass. I'll tuck the little kitty into the grass here. As I was doing that, I realized that I thought his little the little pads of his feet, I needed to add some black gel marker just to add a little more definition. While that dries real quick, I can go ahead and adhere a couple of the clouds. I die cut one from white cardstock and one from vellum. I'll add the vellum thought bubble there. Go ahead and tuck the kitty in now. And then I have the 4-leaf clovers and I can tuck those around in the bottom of the scene. I initially started with 2. It ended up good that I had gone ahead and stamped more than 2. I thought I really needed 3 for my card. So I did color in one more 4-leaf clover and die cut it to use on my card. I tend to like my embellishments in groups of 3 or odd and other odd numbers. I think it just makes it a little bit more pleasing to the eye. So I went ahead and did add that. I'm going to use the Zig glue pen to glue any of the vellum pieces in place. I can attach the white cloud and then I'll take the Zig glue pen for the vellum one. Trim off any of those excess pieces that I'm not going to be using. And I'm going to add little dots of glue that are going to be hidden along the bottom edge of the vellum cloud, so the cat will kind of cover up those. I had a little smudge there on my cloud, so I'm using an eraser to get rid of that. I'm going to use an acrylic block to hold that down while the glue dries. Before I add my thought bubble, I am going to take some foam adhesive and cut it into thinner strips and place it all the way around my frame. I'm not creating a shaker card for this particular card, but I did want the frame to have dimension and stick out further than the elements inside, so it looks like everything is framed up. I'll peel off all the backing paper and then go ahead and put that in place, and that really frames up the whole little scene on the card really nicely. Then I'll take the thought bubble, add those little dots of glue behind any of the embossed areas. That the embossing will hide any of the adhesive so that it doesn't show through the vellum. I'll take that, attach it to the card, and this design will be finished. Thanks for watching this video showcasing the brand new Lawn Fawn Lucky Charms stamp set and dies. The supplies I've used are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Please subscribe for weekly card making and stamping videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.